Bella, welcome to Bella Uncinetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Today we are here to talk about a very special event that's coming up. Some of you may be aware, some of you may not, but I'm excited to join, and I hope that you join in as well. So, one of my absolute favorite people, Crafty Moose Sarah, is starting something very special today, May 1st. Now, she's put out a video about it, and I will link it up here and in the description box. But I decided to join in, and I thought that while I'm talking about it, we could also look at one of the books together. So it's twofold, right? I want to talk to you about what Crafty Moo is doing, but I also want to do a little book look. So what in the world am I talking about, right? Well, this book right here, right? Crochet Collage Garden. So I am so excited to have this book, and I would never have known about this book if it hadn't been for Sarah. So Sarah is doing a make-along, a MAL. It can be crochet, knit, tatting, whatever you want, right? And there are rules, and I will let you check all of that out at Sarah's, because I do not want to say it wrong. And plus, if I tell you all the rules, you won't go to Sarah's. So if you want to find out the rules, you have to go to Sarah's. But one of the books that she showed that she's going to be using is this one. The other one that she showed had crochet and knit, and I don't knit yet. I always say yet, because maybe I'll learn, when I have more patience and time. Right now I have neither of those things. So crochet it is. But I am excited to start with this one because I also love flowers, and I love to garden. I love plants, pretty good with them most of the time. I'm learning the climate here, the zones, the planting times, definitely different here. Not a bad thing, just different. So I have to learn those when I'm planting. So I do have plants out back. Some of them are not doing so good right now, and some of them are doing just beautifully. So maybe when I get a little bit less windy weather, because right now it is very windy for most parts of the day, at least where I am. So I don't want to take you outside because it's and then I have to be louder, and then it's just no. So anyway, that's not why you're here. You're here for this book. But I like flowers, and I like to garden. And so when she was talking about this make along, you want to come say hello? Another interruption, but a furry one. No, you don't want to say hello. But do people love you? Hold on. Do people love you? I'm gonna turn you around. I'm gonna get you comfortable if you just wait a minute. This way. There. See? We'll say hello. Say hello to the people. Yeah. Go on. Okay. So, this make along doesn't have to be out of this book, and it doesn't have to be out of the other book. But I got this book because there was one particular pattern that I really liked that she was showing. And this is, right, Crochet Collage Garden by Chris Norrington. It's 100 patterns for crochet flowers, plants, and petals. So I will put that so you can see if you would like to purchase it, right? I did get it on Amazon, and some of these pictures in here are just glorious. So these are just some pictures that are inside the book. And I do have a Facebook group where I've been posting some of the things that I see around when I'm driving, but also, of course, crochet and other related items. So if you would like to come and check out some of the pictures that I've seen and some of the flowers that I've taken pictures of, you're welcome to. So of course there's tools and materials, and then she does mention here, which not all books do. I thought this was really nice, and I'm gonna show you. It talks a note about size and scale. So you see how you can do the same pattern. Sorry if I'm hitting, if you're wobbling. You can do the same pattern from thread all the way up to, I think this is a chunky yarn. Yeah, it's a chunky yarn. It's the same pattern, but look at the size difference, right? And that was one of the things when Sam and I were doing our Manfella series, which I really hope we are able to get back to soon, with World Enough in Time, right? So, but when we were doing that, she used different yarn. She used a 3-weight and I used a 4-weight. And our size wasn't that much different between a 3 and a 4. I mean, between a 3 and a 4, it's not really that big of a difference, but there was a size difference. And between the yarn that it said to use for the pattern and the yarns that we used, there was a definite size difference. So I think that's interesting to note in the book itself, and not all creators do that when they're writing, because it's important, well, at least for me, because I don't like teeny tiny yarns, and if I don't have to use them, I don't want to. So it's nice to know that mine will definitely be bigger, but not, you know, it won't make a difference to me. But if you're new to crochet and you don't know that, I like that little note. Sorry, it's just a teeny tiny part of the book, but it's important to me. So there are different, let me show you the table of contents, because I just skipped right past that, didn't I? So there are collages and techniques, and then a little bit of other information. So these are the collages. You can see. And there was one in particular in here, I'll flip to it, that I really, really enjoyed. Now, there are charts in here, which last year, that was one of the things that I said I wanted to do, and I bought a book specifically that had a bunch of charts in it, and it's downstairs. I still have it, but, you know, of course, moving got in the way of learning to do that. So I'm gonna learn to do that. It's on my list. I haven't forgotten, but there are some charts here, as well as the written patterns. And I'm not gonna show you those, because if you know how to read a chart, then you could make it, and then I will have violated a copyright law. And I don't want to do that. But there are, I like that there's both in here, and I'm going to show you. This isn't the one that I was talking about, but this one is also very pretty. This is called Spring Awakening. So it shows you the finished design according to her or his creation. I don't really know. Her. Okay, her. About the author. It says she. So, her. And then there is this one, Cottage Garden. Also not the one that I was talking about, but it's also very pretty. But I like the fact that it shows you the little design that she had thought about, and then it also shows you each flower or each piece, and then you can you know, make it your own. You can design it however you want. This one I love, and you'll see why. Vintage Blue Boutique. whatever you say. No, bouquet. Bouquet. Boutique. Bouquet. Read, Christina. So pretty. Now this one is one that she showed that I want to make this. And I don't know how I would put it somewhere, like set it up. Maybe get some kind of wire or something to attach it to. I don't know, but I love this one. It's not that's all, folks. There's not a lot of blue, but it's definitely beautiful regardless. And it is Midsummer Daydream. And this made me think of, and I might cry, when I was teaching English in America. I taught in Arkansas for many, many years. And I always did the Shakespeare Scene Festival at a local college with my students. So they would let little kids all the way up to high school kids, right? You could sign up for this 2-day festival at the college, and you would do adaptations of Shakespeare. And I always did A Midsummer Night's Dream, always. I would cut scenes from it because you only had like 20 minutes, right? Each slot was 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You could sign up for a shorter one, but the max was like 25 minutes. So we always had tutus and dresses and fairy wings, right? And lots of flowers. Now, I never crocheted anything for the play because it was always getting crammed into buckets and carried. And so if I did something that was crocheted and we had to stuff it into a bucket or put it on someone, it always ended up getting very floppy and it wasn't useful. But this would have been great as part of one of the backdrops for the Fairy Queen's bed, right? This would have been beautiful had I known this existed at the time. And I want to make it. Not that it'll ever go on a fairy bed, but I want to make it. But that was always so much fun for myself and for the kids. We always enjoyed doing it. And then the school that I worked at, which unfortunately no longer exists as the school that I worked at, we would always put it on for the school and the parents to come right after we did it at the college. So it was always tons and tons of fun. So then this one is interesting because it incorporates pottery as well as the crochet. So it is called a terracotta pot, and it incorporates an actual piece of pottery for the pot instead of being a crocheted item. So I think that is lovely. Poppy posy. And poppies are significant for a lot of reasons. I know in the UK they use them for Remembrance Day. I have them on my arm for the Wizard of Oz, right? Lots of different things. Now, I'm not showing you all of the ones that are in here because, I mean, if you want them, you have to get the book. And if you know, I don't want to show everything. So this one is the last one in the book, and the last one I'm going to show you. It's called Midwinter Magic. And I love that so much. It's so calming and like Wonderful. And then there are some techniques in here, like stitches, and then this is good to know. This is good to know. This book is written in UK terminology. So it says that right here, right? All patterns are done with UK terminology. And so it gives you, because they don't have a single crochet in UK terminology. So if it says double in the US, it's a single. So that's good to note, because I would have to translate the pattern before I started. And it does walk you through the stitches for the UK terms, but you would know, so you would know how to do them. And then it gives you, if you're doing it in embroidery, gives you those stitches. And then it talks about how to make them 3D, how to attach the flowers to the stems, how to block them, and then just more pictures of inspiration. And she has pictures of inspiration all throughout this stitches section. So here are some of the pictures for inspiration. And then here are some more. Right. And a little bit about the author and a lovely index. So if you wanted to go back, she does talk about putting it in a shadow box, which is something to consider, right? Which would be nice. And then she does have a little section here about the yarn that she used. Mainly just stash yarn. But she did say the type of yarn that she uses and where she got it from. So there you have it. Here is a little book look at the Crochet Collage Garden. And please, 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 please pop over to Crafty Musara's channel and check out the make along, because it starts today, May 1st. It starts today. So if you haven't checked it out yet and don't know what's going on, go check it out. And I'd love for you to join along. So as always, be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!